So I'd love to ask you about your dream book that you have, that you set up every single year, which is absolutely beautiful, that I do not have, that I will be getting after this immediately.
Because your random bits of paper.
Well, I have notes and paper, and I stick things up on walls.
Stop the stress levels. Be gone.
You can try it. You come over.
So I have a dream book.
Yep.
I have good ideas and innovations book.
Yeah.
And I have my daily diary.
Yep.
So I like paper because then I like to write just the little special quirky things that happened on the day. So today I'll just write in podcast and a couple of funny things. Had a really good
time with Matt.
Tried to enjoy myself with Matt.
Matt probably made it worth it.
Yeah, that kind of thing, yeah. And then I have an innovations book.
Yep.
And then I have my Let's Get For Real About the Yearbook. So this takes me probably 14, 20 hours over a month and a half. I've been thinking about it since last November. So I usually kick into thinking about it in November. How's the year going? How have I shown up this year?
Yeah.
What am I pleased with? What have I brought to life or experienced? Where do I feel perhaps I didn't bring all of me? And then I start, and I still haven't worked out, we need to go into themes, but then I try and work out my theme for the next year. So every year for 17, 18 years, I've had a theme for the year, just a single word or a couple of words.
Yeah.
So one year it was, for example, health. That's turned up a couple of times. Another year it was fierceness. Another year was adventure. The worst theme ever I chose, John and I chose the theme one year of consolidation. We thought we'd consolidate our debts.
Oh, okay.
Spent more money that year on investments than we So we just laughed. That's the exception that makes the rule. That didn't work. So last year was emotional truth.
Yeah.
And so how am I going being emotionally truthful with myself and others? And then I start thinking about my values, which we're going to talk about, and my purpose. And, okay, so what would my theme be? And sometimes one theme lasts for 2 years. I like emotional truth. It really suits me, really reflecting on who am I being, how am I showing up? Am I being true to this moment? Am I being present to this moment?
Yeah.
It asks a lot of me. And a lot of this comes from mindfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beauty of mindfulness, it's not a panacea. Mindfulness does not fix everything.
Of course not.
But in terms of being, I think you're working on presence.
That's
being present.
Yeah.
That's your theme for the year. Being present to the moment. That's being mindful.
That's right.
It's noticing this moment and not trying to change the moment, think about another moment, think about what you've got to achieve as a result of this moment. I was with a friend yesterday and she said sometimes when she's sitting outside and she's, grounding, how you sit outside without shoes on and you're grounding, and she has a little time. Well, what she used to do is be present to the moment, be mindful of the moment. But recently she's noticed it's become, what have I got to do? And that's not mindfulness. And I think that's what you're wanting to experience this year. It's being present to what is.
Yeah. It's interesting how I think the first thing that I learned when I got into personal development about 10 years ago was mindfulness. And I've added on so much more competency in so many other areas. Yeah. But this year I just feel like I just need to go back to that mindfulness.
Yes.
Because it's the foundation of everything. Like you said, it doesn't fix everything.
No.
But I think that without it, it's much harder to progress.
Well, I don't know, do you relate to this? I am going back to mindfulness now, 2 decades on. And I probably did it again about 10 years ago because I ran really hard for my goals. I was saying to my friend yesterday, I'm really good at hitting the target. Give me a goal and I'm going for it. I'm going to really work hard to do what needs to be done to have that thing.
Yeah.
Be it a sales result or something I've mastered.
Building this company.
Whatever it is, just I'm good at going for the target.
Yeah. But
in that I sometimes lose me. And so it's almost like I'm still going for targets and it's not instead of.
Yeah.
I want to notice me in this moment as I go for the target.
Very much so.
Is that what you're noticing?
Very much so. And I talk about this in the school a lot, that our theme needs to be a match for where we are in our journey and our goals. And the first theme that I set was discipline. And that was when we had a conversation where I said I wanted to be a trainer here. And you said, well, I think the attitude was kind of like everyone says that, which now I completely understand. And you said bridge the gap between who you are in real life and who you need to be on stage, which was the beginning of a journey of saying, okay, well, I can't just talk about these ideas. I need to make them a reality. And at that time, I wasn't really learning on a regular basis. I wasn't learning every day like how I learn now. And I wasn't fitting in everything that I need to fit in. You know, everyone's busy. Everyone's got something on.
But you prioritize stuff that wasn't going to move you towards the stage.
Yeah, probably like dicking around probably.
Yeah.
Versus waking up. I started waking up every morning and I would study for at least an hour, maybe 2 hours. And I pushed through a lot. And I think that without that year, I don't think that I would be here now as a trainer because I would have fallen short.
Yeah.
You know, I remember the first day when I said, give me a training on my own. I know I can do it. It wasn't just a fluffy, which I see some people do.
Yeah.
I'm ready. It's like, you're not ready.
Yeah.
You know,
We see it.
But I put in the work.
We've seen it recently.
Totally. I put in so much effort. And so now I'm still putting in effort, but it's a different kind of effort. It's like, it's more of I feel as a speaker and as a trainer, I'm more like maintaining and improving in little ways and being inspired by ideas.
Yeah.
And I find that the thing that helps me the most is to be more emotionally connected to myself and the people around me. And then I can really be that demonstration. But I think if I set that theme 10 years ago, it wouldn't have worked.
It would have been fluffy.
If my theme was presence.
You would have annoyed me.
Right. It's
would have been so
why aren't
fluffy.
you doing the work? Well, because I'm meditating.
Because I want to be mindful to the moment. Well, good for you. That doesn't get you on my stage. So you've got to have the hard skills with the soft skills. And I think a lot of this, the way I look at it, is a bit of backfilling. Yep. So what are the hard skills that I can learn? So I enroll in a program, get good at a skill, study an online course, whatever it is. And then, okay, so I'm bringing my being to it. But what being am I missing? And can I now, because I got the hard skill, can I start bringing more subtlety, nuance, aspects and angles of myself that I hadn't really explored before? Because I'm now confident enough in the competence to explore more of me. I think that's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
The other way around, I struggle a little bit. I need to have the target. I need the hard target, and then I backfill with the beingness. So my future self is a hard target, then I backfill it over the years with who my beingness. So I have my theme, and I'm playing with creativity for 2021, emotional truth again, which I really like.
Are you going to paint more?
I have been.
Oh,
I should show you. I've got them here. I've just had the best time.
So
I
great.
did this wild emu that I'm just so happy with.
We can edit this out, but you're actually really good.
Thank you.
You're really good at painting. Just remove that from the podcast. But you're really good.
I really enjoy it.
You won't remember I've said that.
No, exactly. So I love, so it could be creativity, emotional truth. It could be honoring self, which I think is also a reflection of mindfulness and being present to the moment and bringing all of me. So I'm playing with those themes, but I usually have the theme first. So that's been weird for me because I've been working on it for 2 months, haven't landed.
Right.
Then I work on a kind of a purpose statement. So Remy, see, hear, feel, and know that the purpose of my life is. And it could be, for example, to be a loving and passionate woman, or for me, it's to be my truest self and to explore how to express that. So I'm believing that's my purpose. I think it's most of our purposes. I never have a purpose to be happy. That is a doing, not a being.
That's right.
There's a difference. So I play with that for ages. I've landed on this for 3 years now, and it hasn't need to move. So I had the first purpose. I, Sharon, see, hear, feel, and know that the purpose of my life is to be a loving and passionate woman who inspires others playfully. I had that for 15 years. Loved it. Fantastic. So now my purpose has had a bit of a change. And I do that, and it doesn't have to tie to the theme necessarily, because the themes is exploring different ways of bringing this to life. That's what my purpose does, Matt. It's if I'm being my purpose, which is to be my truest self and express that with courage and compassion, and my theme is creativity, I'm just exploring how to do this in a creative way. Or it could be to be emotional truthful. So I'll just explore how to do it in an emotionally truthful way. So I'm bringing different flavors of this purpose to life each year. It's like aspects of self.
Yes.
And I'm just playing with it. And I don't have to get it right. You know, no one can sit there going, well, how do you know if you're doing it? Well, I kind of don't. But every step where I am in this moment reflecting on my theme, which I do all the time. Let's say my theme is honoring self. That's my mantra and my meditation. So if I'm chatting with someone, am I honoring myself? And am I honoring the moment? If I'm painting, am I honoring the moment? If I'm creating a program, am I honoring?
Yes.
So, what does that mean for me? It means being compassionate on self, self-loving, patient. I should have that as a theme occasionally, but I'm too impatient. I'll do that in another life.
I don't have time for that.
Living my values. Yeah, I don't have time for that. No room in the schedule. Am I living my values in this moment? So that's what it means to me. If I'm being emotionally truthful, it's living my values. It's speaking up if something is in discord with me. Right. It's not saying yes to things that are not aligned with me. So that's what I mean when I talk about my theme, my purpose, and then we get into values. So the theme's going to go on that previous page. It's still blank. I don't think I've even tried. No. Then I do purpose. Then I do my values.
Before you do theme, though, you say you have the hard goal. Is that right?
No, I do all this, and then the goals appear.
Got it.
And I realize and live this through the hard goals.
Yes, yeah, I get that.
Does that make sense? Yeah, good clarifier.
Yeah, nice. And so with your values, do you reshuffle your values?
Yeah.
Do you look at them and say, well, is this still appropriate?
The first 3 or 4 haven't moved in 15 years. So they're obviously pretty, but I do play with, so this is new. My first 4 have stayed the same: health and vitality, love, wisdom and playfulness. But then now I've added emotional truth and uniqueness, and growth, bravery, belonging and variety. So they're my values for 2021 at this stage. Let's see how it goes. Because halfway through the year I reflect all the time, but I might go, yeah, it's not as much that as it's this. And then I'll update, and that starts feeding 2022. Right. So this is iterative over decades.
I think that's a really important conversation around values, and then around the importance of reflecting on how you're doing with the values that you said that you want. Because when we first set values, they're not really our values. They're usually an aspirational value. It's, I'd like to have more of this. And then sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it's something else. Or sometimes we need to reflect and say, well, I'm not doing the work that I need to do to bring this value to life, so I'm going to need to up that.
And that's where I think mindfulness comes in. But again, there's different types of values. There's the values that we believe we want to have. There's the values we're just discovering within us, which are the easiest values to live. They're just a self-discovery process versus a creation process, which is the hardest values. Yes. Then there's the values we're actually living that disappoint us, and the values we wish we could live but never would. So there's a whole bunch of different types of values. The idea when I do it is I really reflect on what's the year that's been and what would have improved it. What would have given me, I really value meaning in life rather than, I don't need, well, the word is hedonia, but I don't need hedonistic happiness in this moment. I don't have to be laughing every moment. I can do things that are hard. Like my 5-minute plank is hard. It's not a hedonistic moment, but it gives me a deep sense of meaning.
You do it for 5 minutes?
Barely. I get to 3.5 and everything starts shaking.
That's good though.
Then I release my knees and I go back up and I bring home the last minute.
That's really good.
I know, it's really hard. The world record's 5 hours and 20 minutes.
It's amazing. For a person who's 137.
I'm doing really well. And I think I'm doing great.
I wonder if people will watch this and think, that was so rude. How dare you say that?
I won't remember you said it, so it's all good. Right. So it's fine. Yeah, it's gone. What were you saying? How much you admire?
My name's Matt. I'm the host of the show. It's called Perspectives.
You're a one-time guest.
That's right.
Don't mess it up. So my values, health and vitality, I think, number one has been for 20 years because I've had ill health, and I know when I have ill health, I find love and wisdom really hard. So health, vitality, energy really dictates how the rest of my life is.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
Yeah?
I think that would be the same for everyone.
Oh, not everyone values it though, or they say they value it. It's a should rather than a must.
Or maybe they just have a certain level of it and they don't have to work on it, like glam.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do you know
so
what I mean?
some people just genetics.
Yeah, genetics.
But I don't have the genetics.
I do not have the genetics.
I have to value this, or my whole life is chaos.
I can't remember who said this, but I love it. It's if you have your health, you have as many goals as you want. If you don't have your health, you have one goal, which is to get your health back. Yes,
yes. And having, as you know, had a lot of ill health, and you have too. Like the number of surgeries I had at one point in my life, I was having surgery every 3 or 4 months. I now know I can't value anything else in life because all I'm doing is self-absorbed about my health. So value number 1. Then value number 2, love, because being alone really sucks. There's the moving away that I love.
That's what the research says.
That's what the research is. Really advanced research. It really does. And again, I love, and love doesn't mean just people. It could be loving the moment. It could be loving what I'm creating. It could be loving the conversation. It could be listening to a podcast. Anything. Yeah. Expressions of love brighten up my day. Wisdom is a value because I don't want to make reactive decisions about my life and about how I'm showing up in relationships. By wisdom, I don't mean smart. I don't mean intelligent. I mean that I understand the consequences, that I've thought through, if we go that way, this is probably how it's going to pay out. Like if I don't take care of business now, I'm going to be paying for it later kind of thing.
To me, that's just not making stupid decisions.
Yes, and what's stupid? So a stupid decision for me is make a decision now that I'll pay the price for later, but I'm pretending I can deal with it. Right. For example, it would lack wisdom not to take care of my health. Given the health issues I have, if I don't take care of my health, that would be I think you called it stupid. That would be stupid because I would pay the price big time in the way it would it bounced back and just smacked me in the face, Matt. And it'd be too horrible and I wouldn't be able to dig my way out of the health repercussions. And then playfulness, because lighten up. Because I really can't get too serious. So that's lighten up. That's and I really value spontaneity and the laugh in the moment. And I also know the less self-conscious I am, the closer I am to being the purest form of me. Because the more self-conscious we are, the more guarded we are, the less we're being ourselves. So spontaneity and playfulness is in there.
That's good.
And then emotional truth, we'll only do 5, emotional truth, because the whole point of life is to be the closest version of ourselves we can be.
That's right.
Given that we are not ourselves if we deny an emotion, so therefore I need to have a really great, loving relationship with all of my emotions.
Yes.
So those values filter through my purpose, which I explore and express through my theme.
Yes, I love it.
That's
so awesome.
So they're the softer stuff.
Yeah. Very important question. Can this be on little bits of paper that you just have?
No, absolutely not.
So once you've got your
it won't work if you have random bits of paper glued different places.
Once you've got your values.
It's got to be really organized.
Hey, Matt here from the Coaching Institute. If you're loving what you're hearing so far and you want to start setting and achieving goals for yourself this year, we're gifting you a world-class goal-setting companion bundle valued at almost $600 for free. Whether it's because you want to understand why New Year's resolutions don't work or you want to start achieving your 2021 goals, this bundle has the answers for you. With your free goal-setting success platinum bundle, you get access to a personal success planning session with a member of our team, a 2-part video masterclass on connecting with your goals, and a series of goal-setting mindset strategy manuals. All of this is valued at just under $600, but today, prospective listeners get it completely for free. All you have to do is click the link in the description below.
Yeah. So once you have your values, and I love the process. It's so wonderful. Theme, purpose, statement, values. Once you have that,
and still values. They don't have to be uniquely yours.
Yeah.
You can steal values. Like I look all around the world. I think I really admire that aspect of that person. I wonder what value that's reflected in them. I wonder if I could cultivate that in me.
One of the things that I have to say when I do a training around this is, if someone writes down wisdom, they don't own the word. It's not like, oh, fuck, they've got wisdom. Damn it.
I can't use
Smartness. Just go with there's only a certain amount of great values, really, anyway.
My values for the first 5 years were other people's values because I didn't understand how to know my values.
Yeah, same.
But I was determined to learn it.
Especially for business.
Yeah.
Especially for business. So once you have the values, what's the next step? Where do we go from there? In your book, not on a bit of paper.
Not on random bits of paper all over the house or in the car.
Will not work.
Will not do it. Then I do, so I call, my legal name is Remy, if people are wondering about Sharon and Remy. So my legal name is Remy and I like that name. Chose it myself when I turned 50. So on this page, I have the beingness. So this is Remy, who I'm being. So this year it's about being compassion and about being moments filled with meaning. And a whole bunch of others. So you can see it's over 2 pages.
That's great.
And then this side, Remy in a little cloud, is a mind map of the doing that would help me express that. So They don't all have to link together perfectly. Okay, it's not I do this, which gives me that, it gives me that. It's not a maths equation. This is me just diving deeper into self-awareness. People say, well, no, I need to know me, but I don't know how. Well, this is how I do it. This is my process. And this would have taken about a week. I found the beingness quite easy. So newsflash, be me. And I've got another one, take responsibility. Then the doing is, this podcast is how I would be this.
How you bring it to life.
How I bring it to life.
Yep.
Unique art, my own art. That's how I bring this to life. There's some study courses I'm going to do. There's, would you believe, going to cafes I find deeply fulfilling. It's probably my second favorite thing. Hiking is at the moment my favorite thing. Just being lost in a bush somewhere, I just find that amazing. Deep meaning. Whereas other people would go, that sounds so boring. But it gives me deep meaning.
Yeah.
How do I know that? Because I've done enough different things and then thought, what did I think of that? How did I feel about that? So cafes, and then I've got being fit and vital. Would you believe on the doing? I've got things like goals I want to achieve, like net assets. I've got on here a book I want to write. So it's the doing and a bit of having in there, but it's also the process of writing the book.
Will you tell us a little bit about the book?
So it's going to be a coaching book.
Meta-dynamics for coaches?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. Yeah. Don't know if I'll get it done this year, but I know if in the journey of writing a book, I'm fulfilling the beingness of me. I'm also fulfilling my values. I'm fulfilling me.
There's an idea that I really love. I think it can be taken out of context, but it's like success is not a destination. It's a way of being.
Yeah.
It's how you live your life.
Yeah.
So it's not about, well, I'm successful if this year I do something with my training.
I get blah.
Right.
I get a pay rise.
Versus I'm successful now in this moment because I'm living my values. I'm living my truth. We're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
That's it.
That's
win.
it. Yeah, that's it. And the idea is to set your life up in such ways that you have lots of those inverted commas wins all the time.
That's right.
For me, it's about meaningfulness.
Yeah.
I find doing podcasts incredibly meaningful.
Yeah.
Don't know how I didn't have them, which is fabulous. So I have the beingness, which I'm still working on. There's plenty of space. Then kinds of do's and haves. So new program we're going to do, the 7-figure coach, things like that. That made it to my meaningful doings.
Yeah.
Then I leave some space because, could do more. Who knows? Notice the space, Matt. Can't do that with random bits of paper. Then I have huge structure. I've never explained this in so much detail. Then I have pages of structure. What do I have around me currently that supports my endeavor? So I have my home, I have my investments, the beach house, whatever it is. It's not just a list of things. It's what around me can support this endeavor. So I've got a laptop and I've got brain enough to be able to think it through, whatever it is. And I structure out all of that. And then I structure out, because I believe financial responsibility is the key to enjoying later life, the same as I believe taking care of our health. I invest heavily today in my tomorrow, as you know. I invest massively. I invest hours a day in my 80s. So, a lot of people say, live in the moment. And they somehow screw that up with, don't take care of any responsibilities.
Right.
I'm not that person.
It's very childlike.
So, yes, I live in the moment. It doesn't mean to say I don't plan. Eckhart Tolle wrote the book on living in the moment, The Power of Now, but he also plans world tours. And he plans the next book. Listen to him talk about it. He's planning the next moment. He's not just in this moment ignoring the future. So please give me a break with the whole I'm going to live in the moment, which means you shouldn't plan tomorrow. So I then list all our wealth investments. So I'm being really mindful that I need to invest in health and wealth for everything else to be able to be taken care of when I can no longer take care of myself the way I'd want. Then I do random, is this enough detail, what I've just described?
Great.
Yep. Then I go into what are kind of the random things we said we'd do last year that we haven't quite done. So, for example, what one do I feel comfortable sharing? We need to buy another commercial property. So we didn't do that last year. We only got to a certain number. Buy another, that's on here. build the international team for the Coaching Institute.
Yep.
We did some of that, but we've got a long way to go. So that's it. It's just the random things that didn't quite happen. Then I left space because I think there's a lot more randomness. And then I go into every single area. And what I do on one page, I'll go to health because I feel comfortable there. Yeah. So I do one page is the outcome, the goals. And this page is what I got to do to achieve the goals.
Yep.
And I do that for health, wealth, intimate relationship, JP, personal goals, business goals. And I might do adventure, but I might tie that into personal. So I'll have a minimum of 5 sections. Left-hand side is the goal. Right-hand side is doing. It doesn't have to match. So, for example, goals around health. Healthy, fit, and vital. Then, well, what do you need to do this year to make sure you take care of
What
that?
action steps?
So athletes' resting heart rate. So I have an athlete's resting heart rate. Well, I want to maintain that.
It's great.
Thank you. So it maintains as a goal for
Congratulations.
years. Thank
It's
you.
such hard work to do it.
It really is. Then what do I need to do to maintain that? So then arms and shoulders, more muscle definition and strength. What do I need to do that? So these are miles away from New Year's resolutions. This took an hour to figure out. Improved flexibility, heels on the ground.
Yep.
What do I need to do that?
Push through the pain.
Bing, bing, as the hamstrings go. So I've done that for wealth. I've done it for health so far. I've done it for relationship with JP. Didn't quite get to personal goals today. We did JP's when we had breakfast together this morning. So I'll do my personal goals. And then I'll do specific business goals around our different businesses. Again, it'll be goals and then the doings. And then what I do, once I've done that, I then have my yearly goal. You don't have to do hard copy, digital, I realise. I like to be able to see things at a glance though. And then I'll write in the major goals and then I just add it to the to-dos for the week or the 90 days. And start making it a reality. So it actually forms my life. It's not a New Year's resolution that I'd like to have. It literally formulates the decisions I make every single day.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it.
It's wonderful.
Questions, comments?
I think it's
You
great.
just went weirdly quiet and freaked me out.
No, I just really love it. I think it's great. I don't know what else to say.
That's a.
I would like to have one of them.
You
Hello.
you get to stay with the crappy bits of papers. But
Well, I think one of the things that I was probably thinking is it's a lot better than what I've been doing. with my random, my goals here, my theme there, my values here.
oh wow.
Yeah.
See, I literally think about buying this book from October.
That's great.
That's how serious I make the decision on choosing the book.
Yeah.
Then I need an innovations book, so just great ideas throughout the year that might translate to a goal or a doing.
Yeah.
And if it makes it all the way to the diary, you know it's for real. And then as October approaches in 2021, I'll start thinking about this. Okay, what's left over in the innovations book? What was here and that I haven't perhaps brought to life the way I need to? What didn't make it to the diary, which is probably feedback I'm not caring about it as much as I need to? Do I need to dump it or change it? Now, the other really big thing that JP and I do, we have breakfast together every Sunday for 2 hours and we go through our own books.
It's great.
So we literally sit down.
So you're keeping a review going.
We're accountable
constantly.
every Sunday.
Yeah.
We do that all year.
Yeah.
We didn't miss a Sunday last year, which is easier because we're at home a lot, but you know what I mean. So every Sunday we would spend 2 hours reviewing, reflecting, talking about, figuring out, is it still important to us? Do we need to change it? Pointing out where we've really nailed it. And then every single day, haven't missed a day in years, every night, highlight from the day, gratitude for each other for the day. We've done that now for years. So every single day we get an opportunity to tie, if a highlight's from here, you know, I might share the highlight, I really lived my emotional truth today, or my highlight was lunch with that friend, you know, whatever it is. And he does the same. And then we share a gratitude. JP, I'm grateful for you today because. And then he says, SP, I'm grateful to you because. So we just really, there's enough reactivity coming our way, things we have to react to, bushfires we have to put. There is enough of that when you've got so much going on to not carve out our direction of the river flow to some extent.
Yeah.
You know, you listen to Sam Harris and he says, well, it's all predetermined. We doesn't say predetermined. We have no free will. But given the brains we have and the life we want to have to the extent that we can visualize it, we do have the free will to actualize it. And we all have that. So
100%.
we have access to that level of expressfulness.
Yes.
We have that access to that level of proactivity. Depending on our personality type and our genetics, I want to maximize that. Now, and every year, Matt, I learn something. I think, man, if I'd known that, my life would be so different. Well, that's going to happen all our lives. But for now, we're trying to fulfill and actualize our awareness of today and what we're capable of.
It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really wonderful.
So just do that, Matt.
I love how, thank you. I love how thorough that is. And one of the major key takeaways.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, one of the major key takeaways that I've taken away from it is the amount of thoroughness, the amount of detail, the amount of discipline that goes into it. It's not just the furthest thing away from that is a New Year's resolution. It's once it's once a year. It's an idea that I forgot about a month into the world.
Yeah.
Versus a practice. Right?
So the whole of January, I revisit this every day because I know the danger zone is January.
Right.
So every single day I have to come back to this and think about it and talk about it and reflect on it, because in January it's the easiest for it not to be incorporated into my life because I already have my routines and my habits. So I'm just revisiting it. I carry it with me everywhere I go in January. Then in February it can start being weekly and it comes out Sundays. So, and that's as low as I go with the standards around it, because I know if I slip it for a month, life will happen. I'll get caught up in the moment. I can get lost as anybody can in reactivity. I can lose days, weeks. I've lost years before just going with the flow, what turned up, and not thinking about it. So just keep coming back to, okay, this is what you committed to. And then having a partner who wants to do that and is into it is really great. So if you don't have a life partner who wants to do that with you, get an accountability buddy who'll do it with you, and brainstorm once a week. It's pretty easy to do once you get in the flow of that. Maybe we'll do a podcast. I don't know if it'll be with you yet.
I think it will. That's what I feel.
On what that accountability looks like. Because there are so many ways you can explore that. To me, makes it an adventure. To me, this is all fun. You can see me light about it. This to me is fun. It's it means I'm giving myself the best shot possible to become who I want to be, rather than hoping I like me when I get further along life.
Yes. It's really wonderful. Thank you so much for everything you've shared.
Pleasure.
It was epic.
I trust this
Great
is
podcast.
valuable.
I feel like a lot of it was good because I was here. I think our listeners are going to really agree with that.
Really?
Maybe you can send feedback in.
Yep.
We'll do a hashtag bring Matt back. See how long that goes.
What's the alternate hashtag? So we start taking some scores. So it could be hashtag bring Matt back or hashtag never again.
Yeah, hashtag never again.
And then we'll just start counting up.
Hashtag stop Matt. Hashtag who was that guy?
All right, trust that was valuable. And I'd love to get your feedback on it, including the phenomenal Matt Lavars. And let us know if you start doing this and how it works for you, and bring it to life. Use the scrap bits of paper if you may, like whatever, or the dream book. I'm just dream book versus scraps.
It's the dream book.
You didn't give yourself much of a shot there. No.
Didn't sell it well.
The build-up was lacking. And let us know what you think and how you go with it. And if you move away from New Year's resolutions and into setting up, becoming your best version of you.
Hey, Matt here from the Coaching Institute. If you're loving what you're hearing so far and you want to start setting and achieving goals for yourself this year, we're gifting you a world-class goal-setting companion bundle valued at almost $600 for free. Whether it's because you want to understand why New Year's resolutions don't work, or you want to start achieving your 2021 goals, this bundle has the answers for you. With your free goal-setting success platinum bundle, you get access to a personal success planning session with a member of our team, a 2-part video masterclass on connecting with your goals, and a series of goal-setting mindset strategy manuals. All of this is valued at just under $600, but today, Perspective listeners get it completely for free. All you have to do is click the link in the description below.